Now, I'm very glad to see on the Falconeers team we have Nid. Um,
Yeah, he's definitely a linchpin of that team, I'd go so far as to say.
oh,
With that
absolutely.
with that Hwacha goldfishing.
Yes, that iconic Watcher Goldfish. Disables a Galleon's broadside, disables a Pyramidian's front, knocks out the DPS, so the other DPS ship on the team can come in and finish them off.
hmm
And just the
Interesting
cool,
thing to note is that it's a Mobula this time around. So we'll see what they end up doing
yes.
with that.
Well, a Mobula can provide a lot of DPS, but that Watcher fish is gonna have to keep those guns out. It's gonna have to keep those other fish, those other teams disabled. And Nid is very good at alternating that Watcher fire between different ships, keeping them both disabled.
Yep. But one thing Nid's always pointed out is he's trying to find his team synergy with Roman Carr. He's used to
Roman.
Ophiok, who, once he would switch targets, would just instantaneously clean up whatever he left disabled. But he's having troubles finding that synergy.
Well, maybe he'll find his synergy here as the game is underway. Praxialeri has spawned over here. In fact, let's do the lowdowns. On the hang on a minute, a Praxialeri is not a Watcher fish, it's a carronade fish.
Yep, definitely trading for that disable. Probably going to use that scrap to do the majority of the work. We have an Artemis Flare side. Moving on to a Love Supreme, going from left to right, we got Artemis Flak, Merc Cannon, Gat, and another Artemis Cannon. A little bit of everything on this boat. And on the Valiant Shattered Wings, we have a Gat Mortar and Flare Mine Launcher side. Flare Mine Launcher side is starting to become a lot more popular. Now it seems the Carassius Oratu is the Hwacha fish in this match. With Gat sides, we'll see them probably trying to alternate between their Hwacha and Gats to
Yeah, that makes
strip
sense.
armor and use the explosive from the Hwacha to try and complement it.
You've got the disabling one side, and you've got something to complement the armor damage. If coordinated well, that ship can be quite deadly. Not something that might be probably so effective in a pub game, but in a highly coordinated team, it could be absolutely deadly.
Indeed, that's something you always have to account for. Is these
Yes.
guys are not some random pubs. They can make things
No,
work that
absolutely not.
they
As
can
I
make
said,
things work that
no last minute coalitions here. These teams are out for blood. They're out to prove themselves, and it looks like the first engagement may be starting here. The Carassius Era 2 firing on a Love Supreme, taking out one of the guns, setting the hull on fire. The armor already going down as the Shattered Wings comes in.
the Apraxia is pretty far off. Love Supreme is a bit out to dry, but Apraxia coming in at a decent angle on Shattered Wings, using an Artemis cannon to just try and disable those front two guns. Managed to get one of them, I believe.
He's got and more importantly, he's got the balloon of the Shattered Wings down. The Shattered Wings is going down rapidly. It's going to hit the scrap. Yep, it's bouncing.
Yeah.
It's in lots of trouble here. It's Love Supreme supplementing with DPS, firing
Beautiful
with that Gatling.
play. Cassius
Very good play.
going in for
Carassius trying to body
desperation
block.
around.
Yeah, just desperately trying to save his ally here.
But as I said earlier, a scrap plays a big part.
That was beautiful. He used the Carronade to bring him down and the Artemis to help finish him off as he was bouncing off the junk. Great play here by the Falconeers, the Praxialeri. However, the Carassius Oratu, I believe he's trying to escape, but at the same time firing on the Love Supreme, trying to disable that damage, get out of there.
Did the Carronade actually manage to disable his balloon from that range? Because that is insane.
It did. He disabled his balloon and he bounced right down to the scrap and died. The Carassius Oratu has got his back quite close to the edge of the map here.
Doing a nice evasion maneuver.
Yes, that's true.
It's not always optimal to go backwards with their firing arts. It's sometimes nice to go over or under. But Shattered Wings is going to be coming up behind a Love Supreme, and Love Supreme is in a very bad way.
Carassius has bought enough time here with his evasion to allow his ally to come back in and destroy the Mobula from behind, just raining down Gat Mortar.
Now, here's where we'll see some awesome alternation from Nid. He'll go from ship to ship. Now, one thing you have to note about the carronade is that fire arc. It can't aim down, so he needs to keep level with both these ships.
I think Nid is being a bit too aggressive here. I mean, look at him. He's reversing hard, desperate to get arcs of fire on both of them. But it's working.
Yeah.
Shattered Wings balloon is down. Carassius Heretic. He's 1v2ing them successfully. He's keeping both the balloons down.
And I love
Wings,
Supreme is
heavy damage.
They know who's weaker in this fight. They're automatically target firing the Goldfish, taking him down. Shattered Wings just getting back up. But I think we'll see Nid alternate back to him and make sure.
I'd say the Pyramidian's a bit more dangerous, so it might be a good idea to go for the Pyra first, and that seems to be what they're. Oh, and it looks like the Goldfish. The ground has done the work there.
Indeed, it has.
Shattered Wings taking a lot of damage. I think he's not long for this world. Yes. And the Pyramidian will be reborn in 5 seconds as a Pyramidian. While the Goldfish respawns in this scrap. Now, what he needs to do is hide behind those ribs. He cannot let the Apraxia Lyri and Love Supreme detect him, especially since his ally is spawned on the other side of the map. They need to regroup, but do it stealthily. Or they will get picked off one at a time.
I was going to make a rebirth joke, but I really missed the boat on it, so I'm just going to leave it alone.
All right, well, I'm sorry. I'll pause occasionally in case you want to make a really good joke. Just say, Rick, I've got a joke! Shut up! Color commentary! Alert, alert! Okay, well, looks like the jig is up. Love Supreme and Apraxia Lyri have spotted the Shattered Wings, and the Shattered Wings is right at the edge of the map. But he's taking cover behind this rib, though. But he's broken the spots. He's got hot. Oh my goodness! Did you see that?
What am I looking at?
The Apraxia Lyri velcroed into the side of the rib and exploded. He killed himself.
When you say, did you see that? I looked to where the red team was, and it was just missing a ship, and I was like,
"Oh my!
What happened?"
Oh my goodness!
Oh, a nice spawn for him, though. Be spawning right
count?
beside Shattered Wings.
Hang on.
No, it didn't count.
It didn't count. No.
No.
Wow.
Which is good, because that would be all sorts of bullshit.
Yeah, it would be. I know all about captains committing suicide for their own advantage. Shinryaku committing seppuku with Tar.
Why is Apraxia Lyri backing up here? He's going to back his ass right Shattered Wings arcs, and he's going to start taking mortar fire.
Yeah, Apraxia Lyri should have waited for his downed ally. I think Apraxia Lyri was just so confused he didn't know what to do there.
I think he just misjudged the location of Shattered Wings. He thought he was still behind the one rib when he was big watcher burst, and there he goes, evaporating.
Yeah, that Velcro turned out to be devastating for the Falconeers. It could lose them this match.
It's very easy to tilt in this game, especially when you're up against such a high-level opponent.
It's very easy to tilt if you just kind of spontaneously combust against one of those ribs. Really bad luck on by the Falconeers. But Apraxia Lyri coming back in, though, on their flank. I'm not...
This could be awesome, man. Like, if he carronades that, the Carassius' balloon, and he ends up bouncing off that scrap, be in for a real shit time.
Carassius' balloon is already down.
Shattered Wings turning the fix, but Love Supreme is nowhere near.
He knows he has to take out the Apraxia, and Love Supreme zoned himself out.
Drop down and use this as some sort of cover, but was way too far into that watch arc.
A little bit of miscommunication, I think, on the red team. A Love Supreme should be continuing to lay down cover fire, because they're both focusing on the Apraxia now. The Apraxia is in a lot of trouble. There's not really anywhere for him to go.
Love Supreme looks like he's not even attempting. It looks like they're...
Are they abandoning him?
No, he's trying to just get over these ribs while fighting with a pancake.
I think Roman here is equivocating. He's not sure what to do. Yeah. He's not sure whether to leave Apraxia Lyri for dead or to go in. I mean, he just go in. Apraxia Lyri's fine. Apraxia Lyri's not only fine, he's blending down the Carassius. He could destroy the Carassius here.
Love Supreme finally managing to come around that rib.
And he's alternating beautifully. Now he's taken down the Shattered Wings balloon. This is the deadliest blenderfish I've seen for quite some time.
And one of the most effective
Devastating.
uses on this map as well.
Even though his mobular teammate is doing basically nothing, this is pretty much the second time Apraxia has taken on these ships one on two, and oh, but no, the Shattered Wings repairing its balloon, starting to get the bent, the Apraxia getting the DPS.
Yeah,
You can just get that balloon up and start firing.
Tad bit of shatter damage, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Shattered Wings balloon is down again, though. Yes, it does.
So there is a potential for him to get some lucky gun kills, but
the Love Supreme has wisely decided to come in and assist his ally, realizing what a boss the Apraxia is, and thinking, yeah, I'm gonna steal some of the glory here.
So now Crassius is coming high. Apraxia Leary, no spots going down there, completely oblivious. But Shattered Wings, yeah, Shattered Wings is.
Love Supreme, what are you doing? Oh no, he's turning away from the Shattered Wings.
Oh, he's moving.
He's about to get the kill. Oh, now he's bumped into the ribs. Oh, thrown his firing arcs off. Oh, but the Falconeers managed to do it.
That was some hardcore badassery from Nid, holding down even though Love Supreme was out of the majority of that last engagement.
Absolutely. Love Supreme, definitely MVP of that game. I'm just very impressed by that. I mean, the Mobula, well, he blew himself up once, and he was crashing into the ribs there at the end. But the Goldfish was just a boss.
All right, we need to make a new lobby for Canyon.
All right.
That's the first game of 3. Falconeers only need one more to win it.
Yep, and they're going to need a little bit more communication next game because Valiant will be seeking to punish that kind of miscommunication.
I think Valiant are going to realize how dangerous the Apraxia is now. They might not have taken him as seriously at first, but now they've got to realize the Apraxia is absolutely deadly. I mean, not just because of its pure killing power, but the fact it can disable both of their ships at the same time. The alternating carronade fire is just that good.
So I'll inform you that it's called Papa P's Lobby because I forgot to change the name.
Okay, that's cool, bro.
You're in my domain now.
You're in my world now. Have fun in Papa's world, Falconeers.
It's all just fun mirrors and shit.
Yeah.
Just super like LSD induced. No one knows what the hell's going on.
Ruined industrial complex or something. I don't know.
Oh, too good.
Okay, we got the Falconeers joining in. So, doesn't look to me like the Falconeers are going to change up from what I'm seeing in the lobby so far. I mean, it worked for them before. They just need to get their coordination a little bit better, and that could have been a more dominating victory, I think.
Yep, indeed it would have been. I mean, the Love Supreme ended up changing focus there and getting rammed off the ribs because of wind and just, a bunch of really inconvenient series of events chalked up to, rather, a lot of miscommunication.
Falconeers just challenging me here to an 8-on-1. But no, I don't think I could do that. No, yes! 2-on-8! Papa and Brick, son.
Put flares everywhere except what we need. We got this.
Yeah, I think if we were ever going to have a kind of a casters team, probably me and you as captains.
Yeah.
I'm thinking just in terms of experience.
Yeah.
I mean, I know QWERTY's all carronade Pyramidian, is quite legendary. But maybe we might go something a bit more conventional.
I feel like it's my fault the other team hasn't joined yet.
Yeah,
But I did notify them in
They
Skype.
might
This
not
should.
understand that it's not. Yeah, the game should have been more clearly labeled, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Well, probably.
Hey man, it used to just keep the title, which would have been nice.
Yeah. Well, we're not living in those halcyon black and white days, Papa. This is a new world now.
Okay, Mom. God.
God, Mom. God. Actually, that's kind of a little bit of Snake there. My teenager voice.
Error.
Yeah.
Valiant.
Okay.
Where's the Valiant?
Valiant, yes, are conspicuous by their absence. And Falconeers getting a little bit bored here. All right, we've got the Falconeers.
Did
the
I spell
Valiant.
Valiant wrong? I'm pretty sure I spelled Valiant. I'm the worst.
How did you misspell Valiant?
Because vowels are the hardest part of the English language.
Oh my God,
Fact.
vowels, Mom. Do you want to do my English? Hang on, it looks like we've got a member of the Northern Air Fleet here. Metal Man in the game for some reason. I believe I believe last game he had a disconnection from the Valiant. And it seems that Metal Man may be a last-minute substitute here. And that's well within the rules of the Sunday Rumble, of course. And thank God it is. So we're still going to have a good game here. Metal Man, a very, very competent player. Been playing since the days of NAF's M&S. The Alliance team between the Merry Men and the Northern Air Fleet. They won the very first champions match in the Cogs over the Gentlemen months and months ago. That was back when there was about, I think, 5 teams in the Cogs. But the competitive scene has expanded so much since then. And we're so glad to see it.
Yeah. Well, new teams like the Valiant, Falconeers, Overwatch even forming like just last week. So many more. So many more.
Don't forget Haven, who are playing later tonight. And I will try not to be too biased towards my Haven brothers. Okay, looks like the game is starting up here. Seems like probably going to be same builds as last time. I think Valiant believe that they got to go with what they know. Go with the plan.
Go with the flow.
That's the thing about these best of matches. I mean, it gives you that opportunity to kind of maybe have one game and maybe the plan doesn't quite out, the build doesn't quite work out right, and then you've got the opportunity to change it. But you don't have very much time to do that though, so it can be quite a tense sort of a few minutes or so. I remember. I'll regale you with more oldie-timey tales later, because the game is getting underway. Back in my day, a couple months ago.
So we're seeing a double GAT carronade from the Crassius, I think they're going to be favoring an engagement in the canyons, is what that means. We have Mortar, GAT, Flare, Mine Launcher from the Shattered Wings. And on a Love Supreme, Artemis, Flak, Merc, GAT, Artemis, a little bit of everything on that boat. Not much of a change. And another carronade, Artemis, Flare coming from the Apraxia Lyri. So we see the battles of the carronade fishies. Fisheye.
Fisheye.
So we're only seeing one.
Paradox. Yes, Love Supreme. That build's a little bit all over the place, isn't it? A little bit of everything, except it does have those kind of quite nice symmetrical Artemis wings. Very good. The Artemis got as I've said before, quite wide arcs of fire, so quite easy to kind of get all those guns firing on a certain target without turning too much.
I was gonna say something really important,
Well,
and
then
then I
say
forgot.
it.
I forgot what I was gonna
God, Mom.
say.
Talking about goldfish, you have the memory of a goldfish.
Yeah, I do though.
Burn.
Too bad that was disproven. Oh my god, don't jank out on me, game. Okay, good.
Hmm.
I thought we were in for one of those USS Nostradamus moments.
Yes, indeed. Well, it looks like the Shattered Wings and the Carassius are waiting sort of around the left side of the map in B3 for some
Oh,
sort of an
I remember
ambush.
what it was. Shut up
Go
so I
on.
can so I can redeem myself.
Right, go on.
Only one of these pilots had the foresight to bring drogue shoot.
Ah.
And let me find out who it was. A Love Supreme.
Yep, their own car. Drogue shoot could be quite useful when you're fighting a blenderfish.
Yeah, I'm really surprised we only saw one boat take it. I mean,
Yeah,
what do we got on these carronade fishes that makes it so important? Like shoot vent. Is that really going to help you against another blenderfish?
I'm not seeing a lot of vertical movement tools. Nid's got a shoot vent, and that's it.
Hmm.
That's the only vertical movement tools I see any of these pilots taking. I'm rather disappointed in that. There is quite a lot of room for vertical movement on
Well,
canyons.
in a match
Especially,
of carronades, I'm surprised we're not seeing more drogue shoot. I'd almost, say take
well, yeah,
that.
that's true too. I mean, the carronade fish kind of makes it risky to have those vertical movement tools because your balloon is going to be taxed enough by that carronade. Vertical movement tools, yes, are more useful when you're trying to zone out DPS.
Hmm. Also,
Give your
if your
crew time to
balloon's
repair
not
the hull.
taking a hell of a lot of damage, but
Yeah.
Nid bringing shoot vents almost smart because that's how you avoid carronade arcs, right? By going low to
Yes,
vent it.
the Pyramidion with its forward momentum and it's a bit heavy. It doesn't have as much vertical movement. Apraxia, yes, could just duck underneath that Pyramidion, especially in a kind of environment like this, where if you go from the top of the bottom where the Falconeers are, I mean, there's so much room for vertical movement. But it looks like the engagement has started here.
Crass is
Yes,
gonna
they're
be
smart.
coming in.
You see, they realize what a threat the Carassius is, and they're focusing it right from the off.
Yeah, that Artemis raining in, taking out the balloon and a couple engines. Ooh, big
Oh,
mortar shot
Apraxia
from the
Lyri.
Apraxi.
Oh, this is why you need the vertical movement. Apraxia Lyri trying to just dodge the Shattered Wings. He's done so. Now it's firing on the Love Supreme.
Well, Apraxia
Apraxia
has
Lyri.
vertical movement, but what are you gonna do when you're like 2 feet off of the ground? You're not gonna pop shoot vent.
Well, I think if he popped Hydro in that situation, I mean, he wouldn't have like half permahull right now. He would have been able to invade it instantly. But that's just my opinion. Looks like the Mobula Carassius. Oh, ho, ho! Bardstorming, passing right underneath the Love Supreme.
Oh,
Oh, but it wasn't a perfect escape.
it
There was
was like
that.
watching a
Yeah, there's that old rancher's house down here. Oh, it looks like he was drilling for oil. It's like, what are you crazy kids doing flying your airships? Ah!
and a 747 came through his window.
Luckily, he built his shack to last, as it's still intact there, despite the Aratu crashing directly into it. Oh dear.
Poor
The
Kermit bastard was just wrong place, wrong time, man.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, the Falconeers regrouping here.
Along with the Valiant, what can the Valiant do better next time to try and come up on these carronade fish v carronade fish engagements?
Um, that's a good question.
They have to avoid getting disabled with that Artemis. Maybe favor the left side of the Apraxia because that's the flare side, but then you're eating flare fire stacks.
Yes, that's a very important point. I mean, now we've got two blender fish eye in the mix here. So, I mean, the Valiant must have seen how effective it was last game, which is why they're taking it now. But, I mean, to get the advantage of the blenderfish, I mean, ideally, the classic blenderfish strategy is to come in at a higher altitude. So, I mean, you can blend them, they can't blend you. So, your carronade's level with their balloon, but your balloon is just under their arc.
Wouldn't that be going in lower?
No, it's going in higher.
But carronades can't aim down, right?
Well, they can aim directly ahead, you see. You see, if you look at the goldfish, the balloon obviously is on top, and the carronade and the hull is on the bottom. So if you approach slightly above, your carronade would be directly level with the balloon. See what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, so a slightly higher altitude will give you a slight advantage.
They're taking the pipe, guys.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be trying some grade A level shenaniganry here. Have not seen this in forever.
Yeah, this tight little gap
here. I barely
see
this in pub matches anymore.
This could go wrong. I mean, you're really threading the needle here. Oh, God. I mean, don't know, guys.
Provided they get the drop on them, they're fine. Worst thing they need to worry about is flares.
You see, if you touch that side, you could end up bumping around and sort of pinballing about. I mean, the goldfish is a bit thinner than the Pyramidian. The Pyramidian's a little bit... Oh, yeah, you see what I mean? The Pyramidian's just a little bit too fat. I mean, you can... I've tried it before. Just barely managed to thread a Pyramidian through there.
Well, the biggest... In my opinion, the biggest problem with this strategy is that even if you do go through, you're going through one by one. So if they catch you coming through, your ally is not going to be in a position to support you. So it relies very heavily on the element of surprise.
Shadowing saying, fuck it, we're doing it live, and backing up through the pipe. Flipping off Brick Hardcastle while he does so.
Yes, indeed.
You barely managed to thread it in a Pyramidian? I'm going to do it backwards.
Well, you know, he bounced around a little bit there while he was trying it, but no, he got through in the end. But the spots are gone. No, the spots are down on the Apraxia. The Falconeers have not spotted the Valiant yet. Oh, yes, they have. Yep, they've spotted it. The jig's up. Right. The good news is that the Apraxia is isolated. In this sense, their surprise has paid off. The Mobula is miles away.
All around.
They're charging in full speed, focusing the Apraxia. Looks like they're going to be able to get a kill here.
At this point, Love Supreme just needs to run, I think.
Yeah, Love Supreme, if you can get out of there. Oh boy.
Flee, you fools.
Get out of there.
So blue spawn is... So potentially we could have Nids spawning and coming up behind them.
Nid's not going to get there in time, I don't think. It's not going to happen.
Love Supreme... Does it have kerosene, which he should be using? And he is.
Love Supreme, yes, he's got kerosene. He's got the claw. He's got drogue shoots.
Love Supreme with the deeks going right over, but there goes his...
Oh, his balloon is down.
But if he flies to go properly, over, he could just fly it into the valley, which would allow a little bit more.
He's basically gliding over here. He's got no balloon. Popping drogue shoot, ulcerating drogue shoot and kerosene here. Oh, it's just not enough. Look out, Nid! Oh no!
Got the drop on one, but he's gonna have a bunch of mortar raining in on him. He needs to be super careful. There goes half his armor. Love Supreme is spawning not too far away, but I don't know if they have any. You do have kerosene, but kerosene on a Mobula is like putting nitrous on a go-kart.
Yes, indeed it is. It's some real Ridge Racer shit right there. The Apraxia Lyri taking some heavy damage here. Balloon is down. Hull armor's down. Shattered Wings might be coming in for a ram to finish this quickly, but Love Supreme's coming back in. It may be too late to save the Apraxia.
Just trying to get those front guns disabled, but the nose of that Pyramidion just breaking hearts with the guns.
I mean, I hate to say it, but sort of the Falconeers are just the meat grinding just a little bit here.
I mean, the Carronade was a tad bit gimmicky, but it was a nice fit for the map that they used it on. But on a map as open as this, it can be very hard to make work properly. So every time they have a miscommunication, it's amplified by the fact that this is a really suboptimal place to take a Carronade, even though the other team still has a Carronade.
Yeah, that's true. It is a mirror matchup. Yeah, I mean, there's so much kind of space here, and it's relatively clear. Not that much to crash into. It's not a junkyard hell like Duel at Dawn. Apraxia, stay hidden. Do not go around that corner. Don't go around that corner, Apraxia. No!
No, he's fine. Love Supreme's got a pretty decent spawn, so they can initiate this properly and potentially catch up fairly quick.
Yeah, I didn't see the Love Supreme there. He was respawned watching the Apraxia. But anyway, they're coming in. They're just going right for Love Supreme. Might be the right idea, because Love Supreme's got the DPS. But on the other hand, Love Supreme might be able to tank long enough for the Apraxia to get behind them and start blending them down. That's what's already happened as the Carassius balloon's gone down. They're sinking.
That Carronade's going to help strip the Shattered Wings armor.
Oh, you see what he's done here? You see he carronaded the Carassius down, forced him to descend, allowing them to 2-on-1 the Shattered Wings here. Yeah. Very good strategy by the Falconeers.
There's not much that Carronade can do outside on the Carassius, that is. Just due to purely to arc.
See, I mean, you say it's suboptimal, but I mean, if you use it strategically, it can be good on any map.
I would go so far as to say that if Valiant didn't take a Carronade fish this time around, they would have won. Well, the game's not over yet.
So you think
this engagement would have gone a lot better?
The Falconeers are definitely making better use of the blender fish, tactically.
Ring around the rosy around this.
Yep, ring around the rosy. Yep, this is going into the clouds, going around this massive derrick here.
Love Supreme choosing to follow around the one side as opposed to just cutting him off.
Oh, guys, no! You go around both sides. No, don't play ring around the rosy. If you play ring around the rosy in a situation like this, Shattered Wings is just going to have time to get back. And you're just going to go right into that big field of tar. And on top of that, the goldfish is faster than a Love Supreme.
Apraxia, what are you doing? Apraxia, go charge him and put him in the ground.
Yep.
Like, they need to push this advantage while the Shattered Wings is spawning on the other side of the map.
Carassius needs to get out of dodge, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's about to zone them out with that pipe.
Love Supreme's main engine is down, so he's pretty much dead in the water until he gets that back up.
Oh, yeah. Yep, Carassius is just getting out of there. Shattered Wings is actually popping moonshine. It's that desperate to get back to its ally in time.
He's hurting, but man, what happened on the blue team that they let this kill get away? That is unfathomable to me. It was a very simplistic, let's just cut him off so he can't run.
Oh, here we go. The Valiant are turning around here. It's like that moment in the Warriors where they say, why the fuck are we running? Let's kill these guys. And then they beat them up with baseball bats. That is the moment it is the Shattered Wings and the Carassius. They're coming in. They're focusing the Apraxia.
Doing?
He's just too slow.
My brain is so full of nope. If they let this kill go, they're done. Then we're on to game 3.
Speed. But it was just going so much faster than its ally, and the Apraxia is taking a lot of damage. It might be over here.
Needs to be super careful.
Apraxia's crashing. It's over. They tie up this series. 1 game each. Wow, this has been quite a series of matches so far, Papa Paradox.
Like I said, if they didn't fix their communication problems, they're gonna be punished for it.
Yeah, they did pay for it a bit there. That's the thing. I mean, even pro teams will make this mistake. One ship is much faster than the other, and you'll be so desperate for that kill, you'll forget and you'll leave your other ship behind, and you can never ever do that for too long. Okay. Well, all captains here, interestingly, level 9.
I'm forever level 8.
Forever 8. It looks to me like these are all these captains are experienced veterans. They've been around the block a few times. But like I said, even pros, they make mistakes at times.
I mean, who are you to choose discriminate against their career choices?
Yeah, I fuck up now and then. I'll say that.
Looking at my achievements, and I remembered why it hurts.
Why it hurts? What's bothering you, Papa Paradox? What are the achievements that are a real pain in the ass to you?
I don't know. Nothing now, because they kind of... Oh, help a crewmate repair 150 parts. Rebuild, rather.
Oh, I found that quite easy, actually. You just kind of like...
Yeah, but you drive a junker all the time.
Oh, that is true. Basically, you've got a balloon that's constantly getting downed. Take a spanner, look up. There you go. There's your achievement right there.
Yeah, but you need a teammate to help you.
Oh, yes. Well, luckily, I usually have teammates who are going for the balloon.
I mean, that's like one COGS match. I mean, I have to play with pubs that...
Yes, if you play
balloon on the junker.
Play an hour-long match with the gentlemen, and they've got a lumberjack galleon, and there's your achievement right there. Okay, well, the match is underway here. The final match of this series: Love Supreme, Apraxia Lyria on one side, Shattered Wings, Carassius on the other. No wonky spawns here, Papa Paradox.
Indeed not. The only change we're seeing is a Hwacha fish on the Carassius. We got Nid taking a Carronade again. I mean, taking a Carronade on this map, you really need to depend on getting the drop, using that cloud cover to your advantage. But Apraxia is already spotted, so I think that just went right out the window.
Yeah, I mean, neither of these teams are sniper. They're not even trying to be sniper teams here. They just happen to have guns that are already in range. Neither of these teams are going to get a kill at this range. They just don't have the firepower. They're just sort of suppressing a bit, making the engage awkward.
I feel like Apraxia, to make this work, needs to initiate on the Hwacha's respawn timer.
Yeah, it looks like Carassius. They didn't really like the Blenderfish so much last time, even though they won with it, and they're going back to Blenderfish.
I mean, you want to punish people on wide open maps. This is the way you do it. You take something that you can just keep him at range. I mean, if Apraxia tries to go in, he's not even 500 meters, and he's already getting torn apart.
What would be smart? Yeah, you just aim directly for that front carronade, and then the Apraxia can't do anything. It can't be as devastating as it was.
This could be a beautiful play. I wonder if he'll shoot vent to drop underneath this. Do it. Be the sexy pilot.
Oh, I do not know Papa Paradox. If he pop shoot vent, he might crash and he might die.
You shut your whole mouth.
Oh, you dirty Canadian man.
And there's your fanfic.
Now that we've lost the entire French viewer base.
Okay.
Little do we know this is CCing in French for us. We are it. Let's just say that.
Split fire here. The Shattered Wings has just downed the Apraxia. Very nicely done.
Supreme, this is a desperate move here. If he manages to make this work, I'm gonna go just question my entire being.
Yes, well, let's hope that won't happen. He's done a lot of damage to Caraxius Heretu. He's got the hull armor down, but Shattered Wings coming in,
Body
doing
blocking.
yes, body blocking, and he's
Speaking
gone.
flak, though, looks like they swapped out for the flak cannon. They really wanted to push a range advantage. Sorry, I missed.
Again, he should have taken stuff for vertical movement. Look at all that space he could have ducked and dived. So much space, and he didn't take advantage of it. And he's in a mobula, and there's no real way you can evade in a mobula without using that vertical movement.
Indeed.
And mobula doesn't have the speed. It doesn't turn quickly. It's quite fat. It's hard to get around those corners.
Carassius looking like it's hurting a lot more than it is. It's at about just over half. Trying to get these long range watcher bursts, dedicating the entire round to it. Some things that you see in higher level is they'll stagger their shots to not commit the entire thing. Which is, in my opinion, just better in general.
Well, yeah, but it's something where don't do it unless you know what you're doing.
Yeah, they're really trying to push this range. Taking that flat cannon as opposed to just try.
Apraxia using the ruined battleship here as cover to getting close, but they're not quite close enough.
Now they need Love Supreme to jump in, take the majority of the fire, and then Apraxia to come and just disable the ever-living shit out of them. But
I mean, this ruined bridge here, these girders, they'll provide a little bit of cover, but not enough to completely zone out the enemy. Love Supreme is just coming in. He's got no cover at all. He's got to hope that Apraxia gets in there and does some damage fast, or he's going to get focused. He might get rammed here by the Pyramidion, who's coming in full speed.
Shattered Wings taking a bit of hits, but there goes a gun on the Love Supreme. I'm surprised that's all it took. But that flak's going to be raining in. They're trying to punish. Zoning with Tar, preventing Apraxia from coming up.
Yes. Very nicely done. You see that flanking maneuver just went wrong. The risk you take when you try a flanking maneuver is just the ships will just charge forward and focus one of the ships and leave the other one behind. And that's exactly what the Valiant did. And they're well suited to do that because they've got two ships with great forward momentum.
Apraxia playing a nice game of hide and seek here. No spots going down on him yet. I feel like the Shattered Wings knows where he is. Or not. No, there goes the spot.
Yep, I mean they've got a window of opportunity here to kill the Apraxia Lyri. A Love Supreme. If I was the Love Supreme now, I would be equivocating so much because I'm not sure he's going to be able to save him. On the other hand, if they do let the Apraxia Lyri die, no, the Love Supreme's going for it. He's saying fuck it.
I mean,
he's going to try and save him.
He's going to try and kite into Love Supreme. Love Supreme needs to focus the proper target, the damage dealer, the Pyramidion. That flat cannon, wait, okay, that was all sorts of weird.
Yep, he's been focusing the Pyramidion from the very start. He's got the hull armor down. He's starting to do damage to that perma hull. Armor goes up in the Shattered Wings again, though.
Apraxia can survive this. Their balloon's fine. Their carronade is also fine. I lied. The carronade is not fine.
Yep, Apraxia was tanking, evading. It might have brought a Love Supreme it's brought him just enough time to make it a 2v2 again. And one where Falconeers are actually starting to get the better of it in terms of permahull.
Nice play there.
Yep.
Big Watcher Barrage, only getting an engine. How are these Watcher Barrages not doing what they need to? I think we're seeing a lack of burst ammo. They could potentially jump on Shattered Wings here, depending on how risky they're feeling.
All right. Shattered Wings, Carassius, they've spawned. Oh dear, this is not good. They're split up here. If the Falconeers just charge in, they could pick off the Shattered Wings, but it is a risk. But they could do it quickly here. But the opportunity is slipping away rapidly. Now it looks like they're going to hold firm together. and they're just going to wait for the Valiant to come to them. They're letting the Valiant have a chance to regroup. Or are they?
Well, they're trying to disable that front gun, which I think they managed to tag.
Yeah, Apraxia. Oh my god! Look at how far away those shots. Okay, yeah, Apraxia's realised the Shattered Wings is there. Apraxia's turning to face the Shattered Wings, and he's starting to. Yep, he's laying the carronade down. They decided to ignore the Carassius and decide to focus on the Shattered Wings, which is the right choice because Carassius is completely zoned out here.
Carassius is taking a long way around. Oh, deciding to change his mind to help his teammate, but this could be way too slow for him to get back into this engagement.
I think they should have regrouped behind that giant ice arch there. Instead, they've
moving to focus the Carassius now.
Shattered Wings is crashing against. He's glitching into the scenery. He's crashing against the ground. Yes, and the ice has claimed another victim here. The Carassius is coming in just too little, too late.
The terrain can be your greatest ally or your greatest enemy, depending on
Oh, talking of which, the Apraxia just slammed into the ice there, almost killed himself.
You have to watch that engine placement because if you're not paying attention, you will end up doing something like that.
This is a very bad choice by Carassius. Hwatchafish quite plainly cannot kill on its own.
Yeah, he should be trying to regroup with Shattered Wings. He should have been
trying to regroup. He shouldn't. I mean, yeah, he couldn't have killed Apraxia. Maybe if he got him exactly as he crashed into that ice flow, but otherwise, no. He should have regrouped. That's what he's trying to do.
Just surviving here. This game is so close. Whoever wins this next engagement could potentially win this.
Yes, indeed.
Ooh, Shattered Wings getting a little far forward here. This could be the last mistake.
If the Valiant can kill Apraxia, I don't think the Love Supreme will be able to evade in time. This will probably be it.
It's whether the Apraxia can take out the Shattered Wings. If they manage to kill the DPS,
they've done it. I don't think the Love Supreme can get out of here.
I feel like a convenient spawn and some kerosene, it's salvageable, but Love Supreme needs to start backing up into that valley, and he knows exactly what he's doing, and that's exactly what he's going to do.
He's going to have to make a steep climb. Oh, no, he's not. He's going to go through the arch. He's turning. He's going through the arch. He might just be able to escape.
Nice play.
Yeah, you see what he did there? He was suppressing the Shattered Wings just enough. So the Shattered Wings backed off. That bought him just enough time to get back through this arch and escape.
Yep, turning to initiate can sometimes be the bane of Pilot's existence. We've seen it go wrong. Frogger versus the paddling, I think it was. He turned to initiate, which was the wrongest decision. Did I make your writing ears bleed just now?
Well, a little bit, but I'm putting earplugs in to stem the bleeding. But guess who isn't stemming the bleeding? It's Apraxia Lyri. His hull armor was taken down there.
Love Supreme can end up getting behind them. This could be very advantageous, but Apraxia is going to be left open to
Love Supreme's taking too long. Love Supreme's taking the long way round. Oh, but Shattered Wings bounces!
Could be the break that they were looking for.
Oh, no! Oh, dear! The Shattered Wings bounced there, and this might be the end of him. That one bounce.
Stay alive, yeah.
One tiny mistake can cost you the match.
Placement. And he's going to back straight into that rock.
Oh, no, Carassius has bounced. Love Supreme has got the fire on him, Carassius. And they've done it! Falconeers just barely won. Just the Pyramidion, just the tiniest little mistake. The Pyramidian's long nose just glancing off the archway ended up, unfortunately, costing Valiant the match. But very good game, though, by both teams. Very competitive, very evenly matched teams.
Indeed. You got to watch out for that spatial reasoning.
And yeah, I mean, it's easier said than done for us, though. I mean, casting from an overhead view. I mean, keeping an eyes out behind you while keeping your firing arcs on your opponent, while keeping your eyes on the map where you are in a tactical sense. It requires a huge amount of multitasking. But yes, Falconeers victorious here by a sliver.